Welcome back to yet another episode of Brick Investments, guys. Thanks for stopping by today's video. We're going to dive into some awesome episode 1 figures today. So guys, first of all, I'm going to keep the shot definitely like here and up today because that price sounds bad.
Oh, hell no!
So guys, to start off today, you might notice I got some stuff floating around. We got like boxes you'll see in the background randomly. You might be able to see one right here even. Little sneak peek, we're building the mock. Not going to tell you what it is, but building the mock, so that video will be coming out tomorrow. Stay tuned for part 1 of that. It's a great video. But yeah, so we're going to hop right in today. We got 2 figures to cover, but variants for each one, so make sure you stay tuned to see all of them. So the first figure we're going to cover today, guys, is actually Jar Jar Binks himself. A very debated character in the Star Wars franchise, and one a lot of people don't even want to see in the show. Now, we've only ever had 2 editions of Jar Jar in Lego form. They have come out in a multitude of sets, though. The first ever Jar Jar, as you see right here, which currently sells for about $540, came out in that Gungan sub, as well as the little kind of those like little $10 sets that had Jar Jar and like a kind of a swamp scene, sort of. So it came in that. It also appeared, and he also appeared in the Maz Eyes of the Pod Race, Star Wars Pod Racing Bucket, as well as the original Gungan Patrol. So there's actually 5 sets with this original one, and like I said, no face printing or anything, but I think the waist is pretty cool, very unique and retro. So to have a retro Jar Jar, I think is really cool for Lego Star Wars. But like I said, this fig is gonna cost you about $5.40 to get, so definitely very attainable for a fig. No problem getting him there. The next Jar Jar is a little more expensive at $650, but I think as you can see, Jar Jar is like not breaking your bank at all. I mean, most heavy troopers nowadays are selling for more than him, so he's definitely a very low cost fig. This last Jar Jar is obviously much better. Has an updated torso piece and a printed head. This one came in 3 sets, so this one came in the new Gungan sub, the AAT, and the Battle of Naboo. I have several of these in the Battle of Naboo because I actually had one birthday when I was really young and got like 3 of these, so I had like a battle pack of Jar Jars. It was kind of fun. But all in all, guys, as you can see, this fig is not expensive at all, which kind of surprised me when I was doing today's research, because I know we only have had 2 editions of Jar Jar, but at that should make them more scarce, or somewhat. I guess since we have had them in 8 sets over 2 figs, it makes them less valuable, so I get that part. But there's still plenty of fans like me that enjoy Jar Jar and like would want him enough to have a Lego figure of him. I mean, he is a staple character in the franchise. You can't deny that. In like episode 1, especially the Clone Wars episode 2. So to see him at such a low value, I think is kind of sad. Hopefully we'd get some more versions of Jar Jar and maybe an updated version, because he could use some leg printing and a little more detail, just like on the chest and stuff, maybe some more printing there. But I think this is a figure that really should have been revisited this year, and I'm kind of sad to see is not going to be. So that kind of sucks, but hopefully, guys, we'll get Jar Jar in the future. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see more editions of Jar Jar made, or if you don't care and you just want to stick with these. But either way, very low value fig, easy to get your hands on nowadays. Now next up, we have a fig that is not so low value. We have Watto. This is one of the highest selling figs there are right now. The original one is selling for about $190, but I've seen that go anywhere from the mid 200s to like but I've seen that go anywhere from about 160 to the mid 200s, so kind of anywhere in that range. This original Watto came in, I believe, 2 sets. Oh no, 1 set. It was the Watto's Junkyard. So he came in that Junkyard set, which is one of my absolute like top 5 bucket list items to get. I love that set. I think it looks great. I love the retro sets, and I love the pod racing scene so much. So that's high up on my list. But guys, as you can see, this fig does not have too much detail to it, but it is a very unique mold for the time. Other than that, he's kind of known to crack as well, so to get a good condition one is pretty tricky. But yeah, 170 for this item, so obviously very, very high demand for this Watto. A lot of people do like the retro stuff, they ride for it. I just simply think it's interesting to see the Watto get this, but not Jar Jar. Like, the Jar Jar doesn't get it whatsoever at all. I think it probably has to do with the fact that it was in 5 sets. Like, that does make up a big part of that supply, because there's a lot more out there than this seems to be. Released in 2001, so this fig is actually a year older than I am. But yeah, I really like this one. One I'd definitely love to add in my collection one day, but it just is, when you look at that price point, it's hard to justify that on one figure when you could buy so many other sets, or multiple sets for that cost. But more than that, we have the other 2 editions of Watto, both running pretty much the same exact price, about $27. I've seen these sell on Whatnot anywhere from like 25 to right below 50 at like the mid 40s. So this one's also got a lot of differing prices people are paying for them. We've got one Watto with the tan hands that came in the Sith Infiltrator, and then we have the Watto with the dark bluish gray hands, which is the one I actually own. I love this character. He's one of my favorites in my collection. I will say the only problem I've ever had with him, his belly, the molding, and the plastic coating on there for the tan coloring actually cracks. So I've seen it happen on a lot of people. It's happened on mine too. It'll just crack and kind of split open. Nothing too bad, but it still kind of ruins his look a little bit. It kind of tarnishes that. So $27, you can pick this fig up. I think that's a great steal if you can get it for that, because I think this is a very, very good fig. I mean, this one's obviously a lot better than the original. You may like the retro more, that's personal preference, but like just subjectively or objectively speaking, this one is better since it has all the printing and stuff. Very detailed printing on the waist, the little top, I don't even know what you want to call it, like a jacket I guess he's wearing, whatever that is. But you got the printing on the teeth, the eyes, very, very detailed fig, and the mold for him looks incredible. I think this is an absolute must for any Lego Star Wars collector, and if you haven't already, I would go pick up this fig, because like I said, at around $30, that's not that bad for a fig this quality, and one I don't think we'll see made again in a long time, possibly never, because of the fact that he technically is a slave owner, which is something Disney is staying away from. Obviously not a good thing. I'm not promoting that. I don't think anyone in their right mind would, but like also it kind of like same thing with the slave label we covered a few weeks ago. Like when you start getting rid of these characters because of the connotation behind them, kind of sucks for some collectors, because like these are characters we want to see. They like are in the movie. It doesn't mean we agree with what they do. They just like are in the movie and we want to see them represented. But we might never see another one of these guys, which is something a lot of people have been touching on in the community recently. So if you don't have a Watto already, I think now's your time to pick them up, because when we see all the hype ramp up this year for episode 1 figs, this is going to be one of them a lot of people talk about, because he didn't get made this year. So that being said, guys, I think Jar Jar and Watto are 2 of the best episode 1 figs we've ever gotten, especially that new Watto. I think is fantastic, 10 out of 10. Would recommend. So let me know down in the comments which ones you guys like from today's video and which ones you might go pick up now, or if you don't really like them, make sure you smash that subscribe button on your way out and leave a like, because it helps me out to get my content further. Until then, guys, have a good one. Peace.